piacere.
What's up, Suki? What's up, Rishan? Yeah, I finished work a bit early today, so I get to work in another practice session, so I'm very glad. Very, very nice. Been looking also at there's one All That Remains song that this other guy challenged me with, and it's freaking killing me. Like, it's just, this is like the left hand is just all over the place. Ugh. But yeah, still just going through some of my older stuff to maintain my skills. I'm gonna do another one, but Rambo asked me to do, I think it's called Amber Par Neeli Neeli or something like that. I still have to take a look at that and learn it, but let me write this one down as well. So Zinda by, let me have a look at this. So Zinda. Yeah, autocorrect is such a weird thing sometimes. Bag. I'll add that to the list. This list just keeps growing. And as it grows, so will I. I'll get better. Remember? Oh damn! Yeah, I remember the tapped harmonics and the really like complicated ones. Those little fragmented ones, like in the, you know, those notes. Oh my word! Remember that stuff? Oh goodness! In Beat It, I just know it's like. Yeah. I'll have to learn that. Like, I think it's Heretics that is like really into Van Halen. So I need to learn a bunch of that. I need to learn Panama, Panama, Eruption, Hot for Teacher, all the hits pretty much. But I'll eventually get there. Struggling for a bit, then I realized I was doing it on the wrong string. Oh, brutal. Oh, happens. Yeah. No. Funny story about the 7-string as well. When I was learning a bunch of the Trivium songs from the Shogun album, I had no idea that a 7-string existed. So I looked at the tabs, and the lowest string, I didn't count the strings on the tab itself, so I thought it was still just 6. So I checked the lowest string, and I used that as a reference. And then I'm like, this doesn't sound right. This doesn't sound right. And then after like maybe a year, I found out like, oh, right, 7 strings. And then that album made me work to get my first 7-string. It was a Ibanez Iron label, and I worked on a farm as a day laborer for some time, and got paid, I think, what was it? Like $6 a day or something. And I'm like, oh, this is a grind. I don't give a crap, man. I want this guitar. And then I eventually got it. With a bunch of sheep and cattle. But, oh, man, it was great fun. Oh, did you get it? Did it arrive the Horizon? Oh, sick, dude. Like, oh my word. Oh, is it everything you hope for? How's it feel? I'm freaking loving this Evertune bridge. I haven't tuned this guitar since I bought it. It's insane. Like, it's unbelievable. That's the most frustrating thing for me with the temperature changes in my country. It's like it can be very, especially in my region, it can be very hot during the day and then ice cold at night. So the temperature fluctuations sort of take all my guitars out of tune, but this one just stays in tune perfectly. Amazing. Oh. Put it on my left leg. Ugh. It's just gonna be more comfortable. Ugh. This is the correct ergonomic technique, obviously, but it's not always nice because you're forced to sit properly and upright and straight like a classical player, like, you know, the that whole thing. But it does feel better for my hands in this position. But yeah, it's like you kind of have to sit up straight like a good little musician. Actually want to give Rambo some feedback on this last bit. So Rambo, the transcription is sent. It's sort of correct. Well, it's a little bit. Thing is, it's upside down. So the way guitar tabs work is you look at it in the same way that you look at the guitar neck. So you know, like you have your lines on the page. The lowest line will be the lowest string. So like you sort of look at the tab like this. So you're looking at the guitar tab like this, and then you see the fret numbers, and these are the strings. So you look at it from this perspective. In the screenshot you sent me of your transcription, it's upside down. So your lowest string is on the top, and your top string is on the lowest. As far as I can remember, I don't think I can open it again, but yeah, like the notation for it. But the notation for it is pretty much so. You can, if you want to do it on one string, you can do that as well. So you can go. So you can do the two phrases like that. So it's going to be E string, 7th fret, 7, 7, 8, 7, 5, 7. So you can go. So the rhythm is the same for the first and the second phrase. So the first phrase is just, so it's dun da da dun dun dun, and the second one, dun da da dun dun dun. So. And then the third one, which is sort of a much longer one, is so you can, if you want to do that on one string, you can go so 8, 8, 7, 5, 7, 4, and then you can do an open string, a B string. And then 4 again, 7, 5, So the nice thing about guitar is you can really do a lot with it, because you can rearrange the position of these notes. Because right now I have this note, 10th fret B string, same note, different position. So now I can use this note in whatever context, depending on how much horizontal movement I want to tolerate and how much string changing I want to tolerate. It's obviously a lot easier to play on one string than it is to change strings and go to the next one. So sometimes I'll rearrange my licks or riffs or whatever just to be on the same string, or at least have even numbers of strokes on each string. So if I have a melody that's 1, 2, 3, 4, I'll maybe play it rather. So 1, 2, 1, 2. Instead of 1, 2, 3, 1, I go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. So 1, 2, 1, 2. If you close your eyes now and you listen to this, it's exactly the same notes that I'm playing, but mechanically I'm playing it differently, because now I'm playing 2 strokes on one string and then 2 strokes on the next string. Instead of going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. So 1, 2, 3, 1 or 1, 2, 1, 2. So it's very much preference based, but you can rearrange the note positions because you have these options. Like the same with this note. I can play it here. Because currently the way that lick is structured, I'm playing across 3 strings. But you can play that entire phrase just on one string, the B string. So you can just go... So it really makes it a lot easier, because now you don't have to jump or anything. You don't have to accidentally hit a different string or something. You can just go... So. That sort of thing. So I'll give you the notes just now, but it's just the idea of it. So the original way I played it was... But the easier way, I guess, would be this. So it's a little bit easier, because it's just each group will just be on one string. So the first group will be on the E string. So, sorry, 7, 7, 8, 7, 5. What's this? 7. And then your second group will be on 10, 10, 7, 8, 10, 7. And then your last group, which is the long one, if you play it just on the B string, it'll be 8, 8, 7, 5, 7, 4. So let's just take it from there. So. And then you're going to do an open B string, and then back to 4, and then 7, 5, and then 5, 7, 5, 4, 7. So I'm going to quickly get a clean tone, and then you can maybe practice along with this, Rambo. Like I think this will be really, really good practice. So I'm going to play it very, very slowly. I can't remember what the original tempo was. So, I'm gonna have it like this. Just make sure. Is it loud enough? Let me turn this up a little bit. Okay. Why am I clipping now? I'm not even sure. Ugh. Let me drop it a little bit. Okay. So you have that beat going like that. So I'll just go. But that's the whole thing at half speed, I guess. But let me break each section down into a loopable part. So let's go for the first group. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then one more. Okay, then let's take the second group. So it's going to be 10, 7, 8, 10, 7. So it's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Last one. Okay, now let's combine the two, just so that we have a little bit of a glue to stick the two together with. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then again. And again. And again. One more time. Cool, so we have that sort of thing. We'll worry about speed at a later stage. We first want to familiarize ourselves with the rhythm, the finger choices that we're using, and we want to practice it consistently. We don't want to exactly now swap around the fingers that we were originally practicing it with, because then we're going to get confused later on, especially when you add speed into the mix. So now let's do the last group, which is a lot longer. So let's do that. So 8, 8, 8, 7, 5, 7, 4. Yeah. With this specific thing, bear in mind that traditionally you'll have each finger be in one fret at a time. But now because I only have 4 fingers, I'm not going to use my thumb to play, I only have 4 fingers, I have to shift my entire hand position a little bit when I get to that last note. So, shift. So what I'll do for this, because I'm anticipating the shift, I will rather use my pinky to play this one the second time. So I'll go. So watch my pinky. So I use my pinky the second time I play this note, just so that I can already shift into the correct position. So let me do this again. Let me loop this part again. More time. And I'm going to practice it consistently like that. I'm not going to swap my fingers around because, again, at speed, it's going to fall apart. So you sort of want to lock in exactly what fingers, what strokes you're going to use. at a slow speed, so that when you speed it up, you don't have to change anything or adapt anything. Okay, then the last part. So it's going to be like, and then it's going to be, so at this point, I'm going to stay in this position. I'm not going to go back to here or anything. So any notes that I encounter in one of these frets, I'm going to use that corresponding finger. So the last one is just shift. So that open string is a bit of a different thing that you're throwing into the mix, but it's perfectly fine. So the very, very ending of it is just 5 5 5 5 7 5 4 5. So 4. Like that. Okay, so let me just quickly go back to the first bit again. Don't worry about speed just yet. So if you notice, each time I play one of these groups, I'm shifting position. So the first one is, and then the second one I'm shifting, there. And then the next one, shift again. And then shift, and then I stay in that position. So this last bit, let me just go through this last bit again. So it's difficult to play this last one separated because it's such a connected thing. So it's like, so it technically starts on the next group. So it's like 2 3 4 1 2 3 4 2 3 4. And then you can extend to the next part. So that last group, the long one, is just that thing. What's up, man? This live stream is pretty much for Rambo. It's just to help him out with that specific part in the XC song, and just breaking it down a little bit further. But yeah, it's such a beautiful, oh dude, it's such a beautiful guitar, hey? Nice 7-string. But like, yeah, no, it's a beautiful song. I made a full cover about an lesson as well, so you can definitely check that out. But this specific part is mainly for Rambo. Just the I guess it's like the in-between part in the movie. Like, you know, they're doing the concert and the show and everything, and then there's Casino John Lee, Casino John D. And then it begins Ekasinati, going on and on and on and on. And then there's that part where it's like the Uti is busy being driven on a rickshaw. And then, yeah, really, really cool part. So yeah, but this is pretty much for Rambo. So I'm gonna loop it a little bit more, just so that Rambo, you can just play along to this. And again, it's going to be slow. Keep in mind the position shifting. If you get stuck on one of these phrases again, just do it again. Yeah, it's a hi-hat in the background for metronome. Yeah, just so that I can also play on time. 3, 4. Rambo, this is for you. Yeah, so Rambo, this entire thing is for you. So you can just save the stream or whatever and revisit it. So this whole thing is just I made it easier. Like, you know, the original one. Let me just quickly stop the metronome. The original one I had. Like that. I jumped across the strings, but now I've rearranged the notes so that each group is just on one string. So I'll go instead of, and that one, and then the next one. That thing. So you can definitely practice with this. It's really, really cool. Just the. Dude, it's so cool. Flip. Man. Yeah, like Ekasinity is really just such a beautiful song. Like, it's oh my word. But the thing is, you can sort of, you can dive into it and dissect it quite a lot. Like, oh my word. So you need the notation numbers on your strings. On your guitar, it sounds different. What tuning are you in, Rambo? Are you in standard E tuning, or are you in maybe something different? Because I think that'll be the difference. So you're going to start on the E string, 7th fret. Thanks, Rambo. Romanza. I do not know Romanza, unfortunately. Ish. Sorry, man. Standard E tuning. Okay, just make sure you are in tuning. So you're going to go to 7th fret on E string. Does this sound the same as the one on your guitar? And I just want to quickly follow up on this. I don't have much knowledge about how to play guitar, but I played Casio a lot in my school time. Ah, nice. Casio keyboard, I guess. The guitar notation. Yes, gonna need to master the whole fretboard. Okay, the fretboard is a monster. Oh my word. Okay, let me. I think I noted it down in the live stream, so you can just I think go a little bit back. I broke down each grouping perfectly, so you can just have a look there. I'll go through it again just quickly. So like E string, 7 7 8 7 5 7. So 7 7 8 7 5 7. That's your first group. Your second group, B string, 10 10 7 8 10 7. Again, 10 10 7 8 10 7. and then still on the B string, the next part, it's going to be 8, 8, 7, 5, 7, 4, 0, 4, 7, 5, 5, 7, 5, 4, 5. So that'll be that. Oh, thanks, Zion. Appreciate it. Let me check that. So to master everything on the fretboard, it depends precisely what you actually want to achieve. Do you want to do this for improvisation? Do you want to be able to learn? Yeah, I told differently. The thing is, I rearrange the notes now just to make it easier to play, because if you have to jump between strings, it's just a bit more difficult. So I just rearrange this to make it easier. And I mean, it sounds exactly the same, but yeah, it's just easier to play it like this. Chulo by the local train. Okay, let me check that. Chulo. I'm from South Africa. Yes. If you watch I think I started at about 15 minutes with this specific lesson for you, so you can just have a look there. I think it started at like 15 or 16 minutes when I rearranged it. Chulo. Rambo's a legend. Yeah, Rambo, 100%, man. Yeah. I just want to get another practice session in before I make some supper. But let me check. Casio is a keyboard for electronic keyboard, piano, some professional players train in concert. Yeah, 100%. You're right. Yeah. No. I think. Yeah, a lot of people really start on that. Like I started on recorder, like it's like a wind instrument, a woodwind instrument, and I didn't really enjoy that much, but it at least unlocked some musical interest in me. So I started at a young age with that, and then I only picked up guitar in grade 6. So I think I was 12. I think I was 12 when I picked up the guitar. I'm 28 now, so that's 16 years. Holy crap. Cool. 100%, man. Yes, I'm looking for nearly amber par, or however you pronounce it, but I'll have a look, man. Yeah, enjoy your stream, dude. Thank you so much. Sorry, what's it? I think I missed something here. Donsky. So I just want to quickly address that. So Donsky, for learning the whole fretboard, you need to establish what is it exactly that you want to be able to do with this. Do you want to be able to learn songs faster? Do you want to be able to improvise? What do you want to know specifically? So there's two main approaches to learning the fretboard, and both of these hinge on the first fundamental thing. So there's one fundamental that you have to learn, which is the notes on the guitar, and then two approaches to sort of visualize the fretboard. So the way to memorize the notes on the guitar, right now there are about, I think, 150 notes on this guitar, 150 places to play a note on the guitar. So the problem is, how in the hell are you going to memorize everything? So that's why we have these dots, and we can learn to understand octaves. So when you understand octaves and some of these dots, learning the notes on the guitar becomes a breeze. So realistically, I think I wrote it down, you only need to know 14 out of the 150 note positions on the guitar. Once you know these 14 and understand how octaves work, everything becomes easy. It's just infinitely easier. First things first, learn the names of the strings that you have. E, A, D, G, B, E. So that you have to know. Unfortunately, there's no going around that. That you have to know. That's the first thing you're going to do. And then you're gonna see something quite interesting. So you have your lowest string is your E string. Ignore my 7th string right now. So you have your E string, and you have another E string. So the notes on this string and this string are going to be exactly the same. You don't have to memorize both of them, because this note is going to be that note. This note is that one. That thing. It's going to be the same note. So you don't have to memorize anything on the high E string, because we're only going to focus on the low E string now. Next thing, if you actually map out the notes themselves, there's E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, and E. But we have an E here and here. Same note. So that'll be an F. That's also an F. F sharp. Same note. So what this means is, from the 12th fret, it's pretty much a copy paste of this. So any note that I find over here is already found here as well. So I'll use the open string as my my reference point, the nut of the guitar, and the 2 dots, the 12th fret, as my other guide. So I know the first dot after the open string, 3rd fret, will be G. Then if I look at my 2 dots, I'll know the first dot after this will be G. Cool. And then if I know this one is A, I know this one will also be A, because of the dots. So you sort of do this, and it's really, really cool. And now I know if this is a G, I know that's going to be a G sharp, and that's going to be an F sharp. So I know what the surrounding notes are. I know which note is next to it. So on my E string, all I'm going to learn is the open string, E, and then the dots. So the 3, 5, 7, 9, and 12. So E, G, A, B, C sharp, and E. That's all I'm going to learn. Every note next to it I can figure out by looking at the one I've memorized and deriving it. So if I know that this is a B, I know that that's going to be a C, and the one before it is going to be a B flat or an A sharp, depending on how you're going to look at it. Those are called enharmonic equivalents. Not really important, but especially on guitar. But I'm only going to be learning the notes of the dots. Only that. Not past the 12th fret, because I can just copy paste everything there. So you have just this and the dots. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 notes. Cool. On the E string. And then I have 6 notes again. So that's 12 notes. And then I want to do the same on the A string. Just learn the dots. So it's going to be A, C, D, E, F sharp, and A again. And then you get into even cooler parts where you come into octaves. So now to play a note on the D string that's the same as the note on the E string, you just take any note on the low E string, and then go down 2 strings, and then go up 2 frets. Same note. Same note. So if I know what this is, that's a G. I know that's also a G. And you can take that further. Ish, but there we're in a problem. These two aren't the same notes because of the way the B string is tuned. So when you want to find an octave note on the B string, you have to skip 2 frets. So you're going to go that sort of thing. So instead of it being like this, where it is like that, you have to skip 2 frets. And the same applies when you go from the G string to the E string. Same notes. So because I can find the octave on the D string at any time using my E string, I only have to know the 6 open strings, so that's 6 notes. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 notes on the guitar. Realistically, that's all I have to memorize. Everything else I can figure out around it. I don't have to know every single note on the guitar. I can just know this one, same as that one, same as that one, same as that one, same as that one. Like really, you can sort of just learn that. That's the first step, the first fundamental. So you have to learn the notes on the guitar using this method. And then you have 2 main roads that you can choose. You can learn the positions on the guitar using the scale boxes, or you can use the caged system. And what a lot of people do is they have a hybrid approach. So you have like the knowledge of the scale to understand how it's supposed to sound and how the notes relate to each other, but the visualization of the cage system. So now that is a whole different approach entirely. So now the scale system, the first thing we learn is your major scale is. Okay, fantastic, but I mean that's just here. What about the rest of the notes? Again, a scale is just a collection of notes within one octave, and it extends to every other octave, a higher octave, a lower octave. It just repeats infinitely. So now you have this, but that just tells you what the notes are. So these notes you'll find everywhere. So these are like, I explained it to one of my students, that's like Minesweeper. So you have all these notes on the guitar, and some of them are bombs. So you don't want to land on a bomb. So that's how you know what a scale is. Like, you know, if I stand here, it's fine. Ish. Oh, there. Ugh. Explosion. So you want to skip it. And so then you sort of extend your scale in so many different ways, but then it becomes very mechanical and not very musical. So then people have decided, okay, we want a different approach, something that'll help us actually play along with the chords of a song. So now then you need to learn your open chords. So you're going to first learn your C, your C open chord, then your your A open chord, then your G open chord, then your E open chord, and then your D open chord. So these you can find diagrams for online. So it's the C, A, G, E, D, caged. That's why they call it the cage system. So these are major chords. But now you must also know how to change these into minors. So you have your C. Oh, sorry, that's not right. There we go. To change it to a minor, this note has to go there. So now you have to sort of rearrange your fingers a bit. And I can't play this one. This has to be an E flat in a C minor. So I can't play the whole thing. I'll just have to play it like. So there's all sorts of different things. But now if I extend this a bit further. This can get very, very complicated very quickly. I know, yeah, Suki. Sorry. That becomes a bit more complicated. So the cage system can be an entire like hour or 2 hour long lesson on its own. But the first thing is learn the notes on the guitar, understand how the major scale is supposed to sound, then learn your open chords, your G, your C, your A, your D, and your E. your C, A, G, E, D, just your caged chords. Just learn those open chords. Frick. Keep forgetting I'm playing a 7-string. Then let's forget about the minor shapes for now. It's going to be a bit overwhelming. It's already overwhelming. Let's forget about the minor chords. Let's just stick with the major chords. So now we need to do something very, very important. We need to think about what we're playing in a little bit of a different way. Right now, this is an E chord, but we are hearing. We're hearing an E chord. And because this is the default way of playing an E chord, we're going to say this configuration with our left hand is the E shape. This is a very, very important distinction to make. So you have chord shapes and the audible chords that you're playing, the actual chord that you're playing. So separate these two a little bit. So you have your E shape to play your E chord in this position. If I take this and I rearrange my fingers, let's say instead of playing it with my index, middle and ring finger, I'm going to play it with my pinky, ring finger and middle finger. And then I sort of put my index finger here on the nut. It's going to sound exactly the same, but what this allows is me to take this entire shape, my E shape, and shift it. And I can shift it again. So I'm still playing my E shape, but the chord I'm playing, the audible chord that I'm playing, is something different. And what that is whatever this lowest note is. So I have my E shape playing my E chord because the lowest note in this is my E. If I shift this here, I'm using my E shape to play an F chord because this note is an F. If I shift it to the 3rd fret, I'm using my E shape to play a G chord because this is a G note. I can move this entire shape anywhere. Let's move it to here. Now I'm playing a D chord using my E shape. Okay. Then the next thing, like we don't necessarily only want to play with our root note being our lowest note of any chord on the E string. What if we also wanted to do it on the A string? It's going to be a little bit different. The problem is now it's like, okay, so we can't use this exact shape. It's going to be similar, but that's going to be the minor shape, but we'll forget about minors for now. So let's go back to the A, another A, open A chord that we did. Cool, open A chord, sweet. Now let's do the same that we did with the E string. Let's rearrange our fingers and put our index finger on the nut of the guitar. Now we're playing again an A chord using an A shape. So now we can move this entire shape up however many frets we want. It's going to be, that's going to be an A sharp chord using an A shape. And we can move this anywhere. I won't necessarily play it like this. I'll just play it like this. I'll use my pinky to hold down those 3 strings, because it's going to be incredibly difficult for me to sort of squeeze these 3 fingers in there and then stretch my index back. So I'll just use my index finger to hold the root note and my pinky to hold the other 3. So it'll just be like that. So cool. Now we have our E shape that we can use wherever. So if that's a B note, that's a B major chord that we're playing using our E shape. And the same with the A shape. Cool. We have our A shape and we're playing an A chord. And I can put this wherever I want. So, because this is a C note, it's going to be a C chord using an A shape. Again, this is I'm saying it so slowly for very good reason, because this can get so bloody confusing if you don't make the distinction between the shape of a chord and the actual chord that's being played. So this is an A chord using an A shape, and I take that entire shape, the A shape, and I shift it wherever. This is a C chord using an A shape because this is the C note. So whatever the lowest note is, that's the chord that I'm playing. I can move this. Anyway, that's an E chord using an A shape. And freaking anyway. So that's why it's important to know the dots, because then you can figure out what chord you're actually playing. And then this can go even further. So you have your D shape as well. So you have your D. There's your D chord. Cool. Now let's rearrange it again. Let's do that. That feels really awkward. But again, I can take this whole thing and shift it up. It's a bit difficult. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop this highest one and put it here. So the D shape for me will become this. So 0, 2, 3. I'll forget about the E string. I don't worry about the E string right now. Just 0, 2, and 3. And then I can take this and shift it up. And then whatever this note is will be my chord. But now this is on the D string, and I haven't memorized the notes on the D string. I have memorized the notes on the lower strings, but using octaves. Again, you find the low note, down 2 strings, up 2 frets, and then it's the same note. So I know what this note is. It's an F. So that's an F. Cool. So that's a F chord. And I can, again, move this wherever I want. And then I can sort of figure this stuff out. Fantastic. Now, we have another way to complicate it even further. So we've done 3 shapes so far. We've done the E shape, the A shape, and the D shape. There's still a C shape and a G shape. So the G shape, remember how we played a G chord, open G. How in the hell are we going to do this whilst playing the open strings? It's like, and then I need another 2 fingers there. So it's like, okay, we need to make a decision now. What are we going to hold? Let's just hold these 3 and then the D string. So then I can move this. I can move this shape up again. So this is the G shape that I'm using to play. What is this note? It's a G sharp. A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D. And you can just keep doing that. So now I have this whole thing. And whatever the note is, I can just press it there. And then I know this is the chord. So right now this is a C sharp. So I'm playing a C sharp major chord using a G shape. Nice thing about the next shape, so this is the G shape, the next shape is the C shape, is it's exactly the same as the G shape, except it's 1 string down each. So we have that. Now let's do the C shape. So we can move this up anytime. So what is our lowest note? Okay, that's a D. So I'm playing a D chord. E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A. Cool. So that's our 5 shapes. Now another really interesting thing about this is, if you really pay attention, you can see now we have 2 shapes that stem from the low E string. So we have a root note of a chord on our E string can be created using the E shape, but also the G shape. So now I'm going to play, let's say, a G major chord. So I can do this using my G shape or my E shape. Let me move it away from the G. Let's say it's over here. So I'm over here. I want to play an A major chord with the lowest note on the E string. Okay. So now I can use my E shape or my G shape. So you have the option now of choosing between these 2 shapes, which is really cool, because you can do so much with this. This will be like, with my students, I go through this over a period of weeks. This is very condensed, just for a brief overview of exactly how the KH system works. And then on the A string, we have another 2 options. We have the A shape and the C shape, with our lowest note on the A string. So let's say we wanted to play a D chord on the A string as our lowest note. Again, this can become very convoluted, very confusing, because I'm naming notes, I'm naming chords, I'm naming chord shapes and strings. So this can get very complicated. So don't get discouraged. It's totally normal. So I have this note, and I know on the A string, I can build a chord using my A shape, and I can also build it using my C shape. So if you can imagine some sort of triangle right now. So from our lowest note to the left, it's going to be my C shape. To the right, it's going to be my A shape. So I'm building some sort of triangle, I guess, if that makes sense. So same thing on the lower string. It also looks a bit like a triangle. So although they'll be using slightly different notes, or not really different notes, different voicings, it's still the same chord. So I'm playing right now an A chord using my E shape, and now I'm playing an A chord using my G shape. Right now I'm playing a D chord using my A shape, and now I'm playing a D chord using my C shape. And you can extend this even further, but I'm not gonna, like that. But yeah, this gets really convoluted over a long period of time. So it'll become a lot more familiar, and then you start adding your minor chords, and then combining that with your major scale. Just understanding, like, okay, so I know in the major scale there's 7 notes. I know my first note can be extended. Each note in the scale is technically the root note of a possible chord in that key. So major scale, the easiest one is C. You have 7 notes, and none of them are sharps or flats. So it's C, D, E, F, G, A, B. So there's 7 notes, and each of these notes are roots for specific chords. So I have a C chord, D, E, F, G, A, B chords. So I have these 7 chords, but they're not all major chords. Some are minor chords, and there's one diminished chord. So you have the first chord, the first note in the sequence, the first chord root, will be expanded to create a major chord. The second, the third, and the 6th note in the sequence, in the scale sequence, will be a minor chord. the first, the fourth, and the fifth note in the sequence will be major chords. So now let's take it again. C, D, E, F, G, A, B. Okay, so now we have these notes. All right, so C, D, E, F, G, A, B. All right, so the first note, the fourth note, and the fifth note can be expanded into major chords. So these. So the first note, the fourth note, and the fifth note will be expanded into major chords. So the first one is C. So I have a C major in the key. D, it's going to be a minor. E, it's going to be a minor. F, F major. Cool. G, G major. Sweet. So in the key of C, if I've mapped out my scale, I know the first chord is going to be a C major. My next major chord is going to be F major, and my last major chord is going to be G major. Then I still have these other chords. So now we also have the ones we haven't used yet. So let me drop everything else. So my 2, my 3, and my 6 is going to be minor chords. So I've got C, D, so I've got D minor and E minor, and then A minor, because it's C, D, E, F, G, A. So A is my 6th in the sequence, so that's a minor. 7. What is my 7? My 7 is a diminished chord. And that, don't even worry about that right now. Forget about the 7, focus on the 6. Okay, so just to reiterate, your 1 in your scale sequence, if you map out the notes in your scale, remember each note can be expanded into a chord. And the quality of that chord, the quality being major or minor, is determined regarding their position in the sequence. So you have your first note in the sequence, it's going to be major. Your fourth note and your fifth note is going to be major as well. Your second, your third, and your sixth are going to be your minor chords. So in the key of C, I have 3 major chords, 3 minor chords, and 1 diminished chord. Now in the key of C, I know my first major chord is going to be C, cool. It's not going to be D, it's not going to be E, F, cool. That's my next major chord. G, my next major chord. A is going to be A minor. So this is really like, I've pretty much condensed 3 months worth of lessons into just this little thing. But if you grasp this as a beginner or as an intermediate, even like intermediates also skip a lot of this music theory, which doesn't really come into play in the middle of it. Yeah, it takes time. That's exactly right. Yeah, it takes a lot of time. Be patient. Don't freak out if you can't get it. Like, oh my word. You can really get good. Get good. That's exactly why this channel is called Get Good. Get good, like guitar good. So you can really get good by just taking time, practicing daily, and just enjoying it. Don't be too hard on yourself. Like it's not supposed to be so rough. You can just enjoy it. And I'm here every single day. I'll be practicing every single morning. So if you ever get stuck or something, just send me a message on the live stream, and then I'll be more than happy to help you, because the more I help you, the more I improve as a musician. So it's really just a blessing for me to be able to do this in the free time that I have. So yeah. Yeah, I'm very, very glad, man. Yeah, a lot of the music theory stuff sort of gets skipped, but it's very, very useful, especially when you want to get a lot better and you want to learn songs faster. It really does help. So but yeah, I'm getting a bit hungry now, so I'm going to make some food. And I hope you're all going to have an amazing day. And I'll check you all in the next one. Cheers.